Hello students, this is Palash Chakraborty, assistant teacher, Iskar High School and College. Welcome to my class. English for today, subject English first paper, class 6, lesson 16. Here we have some pictures. Describe the pictures. What we get from the pictures? There are some old person in the pictures and all alone and sick. So from the pictures we have got an idea of our lesson today. There is a nursing home, that means old people's home in the picture. So our topic today, an old people's home. Here we have another pictures of an old home. We have some questions here also. What problems does an old person face? What advantages we get from an old person? After reading the text, we will get the answer of the questions, I hope. So let's read out the text. Mariam is a student of class 6 in a government school in Rajshahi. Her mother works in an office and her father is a businessman. Mariam is very fond of her aunt, her father's sister, Suraya Begum, who lives another part of the same town. On Fridays, she often goes to her aunt's place and spends time with her. Next, Suraya Begum is a retired school teacher. She is a widow and lives alone. Her husband died 3 years ago. Her 2 daughters are married and live with their families abroad. They talk to her over telephone and come to visit her whenever they get time. After that, Suraya Begum has a lot of free time. She spends her time in reading books, watching TV, visiting friends and relatives. Sometimes she writes letters to her old colleagues, but nowadays she often gets bored of doing all these things. She wants to do something more meaningful, something that would do good to others. So here we have got a picture of 2 old persons in front of an old home. So in the text, she, that means Suraya Begum, is planning to establish an old people's home in a locality. She knows some elderly people live all alone. They have no one to take care of them. This is very pathetic. They often feel helpless and miserable. They need care and support. So, as a part of her plan, Suraya Begum started to visit families. She talks to a number of people. She tries to find out the problems of elderly people in their families. She understands that old people are lonely and often they become sick. They have nobody to look after them. On Fridays, she often takes Mariam with her on these visits. Mariam has already become very friendly with some of the old men and women. They all love Mariam very much. She tells them about her school and friends, her studies, her family, and they often tell her funny stories, fairy tales, ghost stories. So this is all about text. Now it's time to learn some vocabulary. So first is firm. That means business or company. Shima works in an IT firm. Retired. Stop working because of old age or ill health. Akkas Ali is a retired police officer. Relative. A person who is connected to a family by blood, marriage or adoption. On holidays, Mariam visits her relatives. Establish. To start or create an organization, system, etc. Students plan to establish a library in their school. Miserable. Very unhappy or uncomfortable. Flood makes our life miserable. Colleague. A person you work with in an office. Colleagues should cooperate with each other. Suffering. Feeling of pain and unhappiness. Doctor gave medicine to reduce the patient's sufferings. So students, now it is time to make the evaluation. There are some questions here. So how many members are there in Mariam's family? What was Suraya Begum's profession? How does Suraya Begum spend time? Why has Suraya Begum started visiting people? So dear student, prepare the answer of the question, and this is all about today. So at last we have a picture here. There is a pathetic story in the picture. In our childhood, our parents take us in the school. That means they try to develop ourselves at their best. But what we return to them at their old age? They become burden to us. This is so sad. We take them at the old age home instead of giving them proper take care. It should not be done. You should take care of your parents as long as your breath is going on, because parents is next to God. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. Stay safe. Be blessed.